Hello and welcome to Ready Bet Action. I'm Jen Jones and I'm here today with Eric and Stefan, formerly known maybe of
What's up?
House of Dorn and House of Laco. We're going through Game of Thrones right now. Yeah.
Yes.
It's really good. What are we doing today? We're diving deep into the NFL playoffs for the NFL Conference Playoff games and guiding you to our favorite picks. But before we do, what's new? What's happening? What's up?
It's Friday.
Man, it's Friday. Like the work week is done. I hope everyone here made it. I'm drinking already. I hope other people are, because it was that kind of week. It ended that way, but we're gonna end this weekend really well because we're gonna make a lot of money doing this. So I'm excited.
That's the best part. That's what wakes me up every day.
It's
It's truly what gets me out of bed.
just the money. It's so true.
It's truly the money. You could leave a trail of it somewhere and I would probably follow it. Yeah. It's for the money. Smart. Sensible. Practical.
Is perfect.
Speaking of, when are you guys launching your OnlyFans sites? Is that coming up soon or are we waiting?
Very soon. I just had to get a couple trademarks. I had to get a couple tattoo removals, but we're ready to
go. Mine's going to be OnlyFans / White Lightning is how you will find my page. So
what does that even mean? What does that mean?
Means
White Lightning is my stripper name. I know exactly what I'm doing. Yeah,
very fast.
That's what we used to call my Nana was White Lightning. So I feel like
perfect. It's gonna be my OnlyFans will be a lot like this show. It'll be more like shorter clips, because they're just gonna be real fast, in and out, for lack of a better term. And then we're just gonna post these little clips. It's not gonna be these long, drawn out OnlyFans videos that I hear are very long.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
No research done.
No research done, but we want to keep the content because it's going to be under the RBA umbrella. So my OnlyFans has to feed up, so it has to have kind of the same format as what we have on the show. So
for the ADH girly guys and they thems, that's what I feel like you're casting a wide but short net. It's great.
Yeah, it's good. Short content.
I like how you keep talking about the shortness of your OnlyFans.
I mean, we can talk about how you lied about your height later, but we can
I am not 5'9".
Did you really? Oh man, I love this conversation. This is great.
And I wore a little heel on the first date, thinking, okay, he's 5'9", girl math. I'm 5'9". I can probably wear like a 1 to 2 inch heel and show up. And then I showed up and I was like, he's not 5'9". That's fine.
Close to 5'9".
Yeah, it's
real.
Yeah.
This is a real good question. I don't mind the discussion because we're live. We're having fun. I went on a date this last week. This girl's 5'3", but she was very specific. Like we were talking, she's like, "Oh, if you weren't 6 foot," which I'm like right on 6 foot. She's like, that's like a no. And I'm like, "You're 5'3". Like,
I don't think
how
you
is the standard? I don't think you get to dictate that. I hope she gets to watch this because I'm glad you agreed with me, Jen, because I feel like if you're 5'3", 6 foot should not be your top threshold.
Maybe it's a practical thing. Maybe she's thinking about what you can reach on the top shelves that she can't or wouldn't want to. She's like, I need you to at least be able to reach up here. Yeah.
I was able to reach the Nutella for the little one this morning. So I'm tall enough for that. So I feel like that's a win.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Slow clap. I don't know what response you wanted out of that.
I'm not sure.
I'm 5'9", you're 5'7.5", and it's fine. And we're gravy. It's good. It's fine. It works.
5'8".
Okay.
Do you wear the insoles? All right, we'll get off of it. We can get to football. It's fine.
The Tom Cruise lift. All right. So first off, we're talking about the AFC final. It's the Chiefs versus the Ravens. Eric, what do you got?
Yeah, so I'll start off with my game pick. I have a game pick for each, but I really like this particular one, or maybe I didn't add my second one. I can already tell I'm not on top of it, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Ravens -2.5 versus the Chiefs. And you're like, Eric, but the line is -4. How could you get 2.5 and still get -120? DraftKings right now has a boost. You can get 2 30% boosts. One is for a live boost. One is for just a general any game boost. So I am using my 30% boost to get this number down. So go to DraftKings. Specifically, you can probably look for other boosts out there. I didn't do a ton of research on other boosts today. But I really like this. I like that I can get the Ravens if they win by a field goal. I obviously might do a little Ravens point ladder, not for the show, but I think the Ravens defense, we're going to talk more about this. I think the Ravens defense is going to handle this Chiefs team. I think it's by far the best defense that these Chiefs have seen the entire season, and they've struggled. And I think the Ravens running attack is going to give them real issues because the Chiefs rush defense really has been the area of struggle. And I think they're just going to keep pounding. Speaking of OnlyFans, just pounding it up the middle the entire game. All right. Sexual references done. That's why I like the Ravens minus 2.5.
Yeah, I like that side of it too. I don't have a play on the Ravens though, because I already did my Super Bowl pick on them. So I'm just going to leave that one. So I don't have a play on the Ravens, but that would be where I would lean on this particular game.
Got you.
Yes. I like the lean. The lean's a nice way to cop out on the actual pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it goes through or it doesn't, who knows? I said I'd lean. Yeah.
He wasn't wrong. Yeah.
I don't like betting for my teams. I don't mind betting against them. I don't like betting for them. So just too much disappointment can conclude. I cannot speak.
It's a lot of emotions.
Yeah, sorry.
It's a lot of feelings. Big feels. Anything else for that, Eric, that you want to go over or talk about?
Yeah, so I'll just jump into my props. I know Stephon has some for this game as well, but let's go straight to my Justice Hill prop. I like Justice Hill over 34.5 rushing yards. I think he could break one and like cover like half of this in one run. So I like it. Justice Hill had 13 carries for 60 plus yards last game, and Gus Edwards only had 10 carries for like 40 yards. So I think they're leaning on Justice Hill kind of more in that middle of the field, which is probably where this game is going to get played. Gus Edwards is probably going to be a red zone guy. Like Gus the Bus, I think we know, is just generally going to be given his opportunities in the red zone. So this really is a yardage play, and I really like Hill over 34 and a half rushing yards. And I think Stephon's play really goes right into it, especially based on the 2 rushing attempt stats I just gave you. So
yeah. Well, I was gonna be like, a theme for me is the backup running backs today. But in fact, you kind of already did that for me and suggested that maybe Justice Hill is no longer the backup. In fact, he's kind of taking over in important situations. Yes, Gus is getting the goal line work, but I like Justice Hill to go over 7.5 rush attempts. I think the Ravens are going to, like you said, try to exploit this Chiefs run defense. And so I think we see Justice Hill get this. He got this last week early in the fourth quarter, I believe. I think we have to wait a little while, but in a game that I think is going to see a lot of the Ravens running the ball, I think they want to try to shorten this game as much as possible. And Justice Hill is going to be a huge part of that because he is a way more efficient runner than Gus Edwards. I think he's averaging 5.6 yards per carry right now, while Gus Edwards is down to 2.4 over the last few weeks. So definitely think Justice Hill is the right choice. And Harbaugh, he's smart. He's going to go with the guy who is going to be more efficient. He's not going to stick with Gus Edwards between the 20s, my opinion.
Yeah, and I think he's old school enough to go with the hot hand approach too. Like if Justice Hill comes out like and is showing something, like he's going to keep him going. Like I love that like old school mentality. I don't know if it's always great, but I think Harbaugh is old school enough. Like if Hill comes out and busts out a couple, 5 to 8 yard runs, like he's just going to keep with him.
The only way this doesn't hit is if Dalvin Cook gets involved, but I don't think that happens.
I don't want to talk about Dalvin Cook today. I love that they just cut Melvin Ingram though. Ring chaser Melvin Gordon. Sorry, ring chaser Melvin Gordon over here doesn't get a championship ring for joining the Ravens. Like, dude can't hold on to a football. Sorry, I'm a bitter Broncos fan, so me and my Melvin Gordon energy is negative today.
That's okay.
Got it. Does that feel like you guys have wrapped up the Chiefs
well,
Ravens?
I know Eric has one more play on this game, and then I can get into mine.
Yeah, you have a few for the Chiefs here. I'll give you my last Ravens pick because I'm very pro Ravens in this game. It might be because I hate the Chiefs, but honestly, I think I'm giving you some things that are pretty conservative here. I'm really trying not to go down the road where I think it's gonna be some crazy blowout or something like that. So give me Isaiah Likely over 21.5 receiving yards. Mark Andrews is coming back. Like, I get it. But Mark Andrews, he said he's only at 75%. So maybe look for Mark Andrews in the red zone. But, man, Isaiah Likely can get this in one catch. He did last week. So give me Likely to get still most of like the receiving action from Lamar Jackson, and 21.5 just seemed real low to me. So I will happily take Likely in this scenario. But Stave, you have the other tight end as well, which I love. So
yeah, well, I like your Likely play. The prop for Mark Andrews receptions is set at under over 3.5 with it juiced to the under. So Vegas doesn't expect him to get more than 3 catches. So Likely is going to be very involved. I like that pick. Yeah. So I've got 3 plays on the Ravens. They're very correlated. How I see this game breaking out is the Chiefs struggling to get the ball to the outside. Marlon Humphreys is coming back for the Ravens. The Ravens cornerbacks are incredible. Their pass defense really does shut down wide receivers. Only 6 wide receivers have had a 100-yard game this year. So they've really been able to shut that down. No, I'm sorry. Only 100. Nope. Only 6 wide receivers have had more than 6 catches against them all year. So they've really shut down wide receiver ones, including guys like Tyreek Hill. Puka Nacua, others. Cooper Kupp did hit this 7 receptions, but they really, so I see them funneling targets to the middle of the field and relying on the run game, or trying to. So those are kind of the picks I'm working towards here. Starting with Rashee Rice under 6.5 receptions. The dude's been amazing this year, the rookie out of SMU, but this is not going to be his game. He is not the type of receiver that's going to demand this kind of target share when you have someone like Travis Kelce in the middle of the field where the Ravens are a little bit more susceptible. So I'm also going to go with Travis Kelce over 62.5 receiving yards. This is a play that we've been on every week of the playoffs. I'm going to look at my numbers here. In Travis Kelce's 18 playoff games, he's gotten more than this in 16 of them. So will
free money. Like, what is happening? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Free money. Like,
yeah. You add in the Taylor Swift storyline, like. They're gonna want to get him the ball. It's gonna every time he catches the ball. Like, my daughter loves the Chiefs now because Travis Kelce means Taylor Swift, so she's excited to watch the game. It's very fun. I'm all for it.
I do have a commentary on this after you're done with your Chiefs pick, though. I think this is good. This is good.
But to that point, like, you want to get your fans excited. Show Taylor Swift on the Jumbotron. Get Travis Kelce the ball. My final kind of correlated play to this is Isaiah Pacheco over 62.5 rushing yards. The reason this number is so low is because he has not been practicing this week with his toe injury. However, he's back to practice today on Friday. We've still got 2 days until the game. I think it's all been overblown. I think he is a huge part of this game. I think he blows over this number. Eric, you like to talk about ladders. I will do a Pacheco ladder as well. But for the show, I'm doing 62.5 rush yards. I think he clears that. And for those of you who don't know what a ladder is, it's basically you're going to put half a unit on this over 62.5 rushing yards, and then you're going to put a quarter unit on over 80, and then another quarter unit on over 100. And if he hits over 100 yards, you've just hit 3 bets, and you're going to make a ton of money. If he only gets over 62.5, which he will, you at least still just break even. So that's kind of the thinking behind a ladder. But I love Pacheco this week.
I love that. I love that. All right, we're gonna pause for a quick conversation because I think I know we're taking too long. I don't care. This is our big.
Are we going to T Swift Town? Are we going?
We are a little
bit,
but like okay. I'm doing it because I'm coming to admit that I was wrong, which I think is important. That I think I was bitter. I've never had anything against Taylor Swift. I think she's like an impressive billionaire woman who, like, her business model and all that stuff is insanely impressive. Yeah. That being said, like, I was definitely bitter, mostly because she's cheering for the Chiefs. But Stefan just made a great point that I am a father of girls, 3 little girls, and not to stereotype, but I'm just saying they're not always that interested in football. Yeah. But you better believe that they want to sit down and spend quality time with me and watch a football game if Taylor Swift's on, and I think we can give some credit to like, I get to spend even more time with my kids, even though I kind of force them to sit on the couch and watch it with me anyways.
Are you going to be
I just
watching the game with them this weekend?
Not this weekend. I sure am not. But I'm just saying, like, there are now. I now have my kids that are a little more interested in football because Taylor Swift might pop up on the screen, and they love her.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
It was a little annoying in the beginning, just like because it was like the floodgates just opened, and it felt like you couldn't tell what you're watching if it was a football game or like TMZ. But now I feel like they've rebalanced, and I don't like Taylor Swift's music all that much, but her as a person I think is very impressive, and for how young she is and just the things that she's probably had to go through and navigate and all the bullshit in the adult world is a lot.
Yes.
It's cool to witness that, but yeah, I agree. I feel like in the beginning I was like, all right, it almost drove people a little bit away. Now they're coming back. Like it's recalibrated a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree.
This is not a prop we can bet on, but if we could, how many times do we see Taylor Swift on the television during the Ravens-Chiefs game? I'm going to set the over-under at 6.5.
Okay, it's not a prop we can bet on, but it's a prop because we're all going to be watching together. It's a prop we can drink to.
I was going to say, this sounds like a drinking game. No,
yeah, or
this is more of a drinking game.
Yes, but we'll all be drinking anyway.
Well, the best part is the first game. So you drink the most the first game, and then you kind of mellow it out the second with maybe just one or two. But like it's because we saw T Swift and we were like, let's get like a shot every time. So we're just all real lit up for the second game. But then we're kind of come down and end the night safely. I think this is a good game.
Over under 6.5. That's what. Join us for that for sure.
No, I was going to say, join us for more tips and tricks on how to slide into your 40s because that's what we're talking about right now.
Hey, some of us have slid. Some of us
y'all gotta be sober.
We know, girl. We know.
You got to be sober by 9 p.m. is all. You have to be sober by 9 p.m. This is a rule, like especially on a Sunday.
When you go to bed at 9:30, you got to be ready for Monday morning. What is it, like the 8 a.m. group call at work? How is everybody's weekend? Give me one thing you're positive for. Let's go. Let's talk about. Yeah, you got to be ready for that.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, you can't have the bags under the eyes. Let's do it. I'm all in. That's what we're doing Sunday. We're actually going to stream live Sunday. It's a good plug. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, X, and wherever you get your podcasts. But we will also be doing some live stuff on Sunday. So come check it out. Come hang out with us. Might just set up a camera and hang out. We'll keep an eye out for y'all and talk to you. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Where can people find that, Eric?
Oh, on Instagram. I guess we'll use this for Instagram, X, and YouTube. We will be streaming
Bet Action, baby.
Ready Bet Action. That's a good reference.
Maybe we could post something on Instagram too, or all the platforms of like every time we see T Swift, we're going to take a little drink, and then you guys have to also give us when you guys take a drink, send in your shots, your whatever. Like, tell us.
I love it.
Tell us when you're taking one. All right, we feel good about Chiefs versus Ravens wrapping up T Swift. All right.
Yep.
Now on to the NFC final. It is the Lions versus the 49ers. I have some misgivings towards the 49ers. I'm not going to get into it. Who wants to go first?
Can we just be respectful and say the San Francisco 49ers?
Wait, why is that disrespectful? I don't understand what's happening.
Jennifer, why don't you explain?
Oh, is it compared to Santa Clara? You have beef with that?
I have big dick beef with it. I can't stand it. I grew up in the Bay Area. I've loved the Oakland A's, RIP, and I like the San Francisco Giants as well. We have obviously the Golden State Warriors, fucking incredible, Steph Curry, but the 49ers were always in San Francisco at this really cool, it was kind of dilapidated, but that was the fun of it. Candlestick Park. It was right on the bay. It's in South San Francisco. They got in a fucking pissing match with the city of San Francisco, and big tech money won them down. And they're not even remotely close to San Francisco. And I just feel like it drives me crazy. The Raiders left. Like we kind of just like the Bay Area is just slowly kind of like lost some of our bigger pro teams. So that's my beef. Wow. I didn't want to get into it, but here we are. We did it.
Sorry.
That's fine. Tell us your picks, Stefan. What do you want to
Yeah,
do?
I only have one pick for this game.
Okay.
I am gonna go with Ayuk to have over 76.5 receiving yards. The 49ers, they're down Deebo Samuel, most likely, and wide receiver ones have been absolutely phenomenal against this Detroit Lions funnel defense. I think Brandon Ayuk clears this one. I'm going to do another ladder here because I'm that excited. In the last 5 games, they have given up an average of, I stole this from Sportsline Early Edge, by the way. I was listening to that on my drive home.
That's all right.
Yeah, no, it was good stuff. Eric was talking about, I think it's Eric. He was talking about how the Lions have given up an average of 178 yards and a touchdown to wide receiver ones over the last 5 games. So Brandon Ayuk, when given the opportunity, when Deebo Samuel is out, he averages close to 70 yards per game anyway. In a game like this, where he's already seeing an increased workload this year, he's really grown into his role on the team. I think he's actually the wide receiver of the future for the 49ers. I think they'll let Deebo Samuel go and they'll keep Ayuk because he's cheaper and better. You heard it here first, folks. So this is my favorite play of the game. This is my only play of the game. I do kind of like a Purdy interception, but didn't want to do that for the official show sheet.
See, you keep saying, like, you're pulling me at this one. You keep saying that's your only play of the game. It is not. You got another one on here, my friend.
Oh, no. So I have this on here, but I changed my mind. I meant to delete it. I deleted it from the show. I'm going with I was thinking about going with Jahmyr Gibbs over 75.5 rushing and receiving yards. The 49ers, this is an official play. Let's go, Eric. Thank you very much for
Let's do it.
into this.
I'm calling you out.
Jeez. So Gibbs is taking over as the running back one, similar to what we were talking about earlier in this show. When we were talking about the Ravens with Justice Hill. I think Gibbs is going to be a huge focal point. The 49ers have a decent defense, but their rush defense is extremely overrated when you come to look at all the metrics that really matter, like expected yards per play, stuff like that. They're not great. So I think Gibbs is going to have a great opportunity. And again, like we did with Aaron Jones last week, who also shredded this defense. No matter what the game script, if they're behind and they need a pass, he's going to be in there getting passes. If they're up, he's going to be getting the rushes. I think Montgomery, I think his days are numbered at Detroit. I think they have been leaning more and more on Gibbs. Montgomery is going to be used at the goal line, similar to Gus the Bus that we were talking about before. I think it's a really similar situation. So because Gibbs can be involved and have those huge plays in the passing game, but I think is going to get an opportunity to run the ball, I like this number at 75.5. Yesterday, it was at 68.5, so it's getting steamed up. So I don't like it. The reason I took it off, I had it on the sheet at 68.5, and then when I double-checked the numbers right before we jumped on, it had gone up 7 yards. But I still like it. I don't like it any more than 78, though.
Dude can knock that out, half of that out in one play. I love it.
That's it for me.
All right. I just have 2. Yeah, I'm happy to go into my 2. We will we're going to take the other running back for the Lions, which is actually works just fine with Stefan's pick, which is give me David Montgomery on the goal line. Like, they're going to hand this dude the ball. If they get down in the red zone inside the 5, they're going to hand it to Montgomery, and try to get him a touchdown. I like the value at plus 120. I always like to look through the anytime touchdown bets and be like, okay, obviously Christian McCaffrey is going to score a touchdown. They put his number at like minus 300 or something, I think, when I saw it. They're like, I don't want to bet that, injuries, all that stuff. Then you kind of step down. I think the next is Ayuk, like minus 120. I do like that. I might bet that personally, and then I'm like, but I think Montgomery, the value and the likelihood of him scoring at plus 120, I just really like. So that is typically what I'm going to give you on this show. Last but not least, I have the Niners to win. So give me the Niners to win and give me their team total over 29.5. So give me the Niners to score 30 points to win this game in a game with a lot of explosive plays. I think the Niners put up a lot of points. You can get this minus 110 if you do a same game parlay to kind of smash these things together. So just for reference, the Niners are 7.5 point favorites. So what I'm doing is taking that down to just say, I want the Niners to just simply win the game and to score 30 points or more. and I win this bet. And I really actually like this one quite a bit. But that's it. That's what I got.
Nice.
Yeah, I do like that play. I think the 49ers are able to score points here. I do think it could be close, a lot closer than people say. I just noticed, Eric, we don't have an interception or a field goal prop. So I feel like we almost need to just add Justin Tucker over 1.5 field goals just in principle.
Did I not? Oh,
No, we
man,
have
I
no-
meant to. I actually meant to put Butker on here as over 1.5.
Let's do
That was
both.
going to
Let's
be
parlay
mine.
those two.
I meant to. Let's parlay the field goals. Are we?
We're
We
doing
can
it.
do it. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I have no idea what the number is.
We're rolling the dice there. All right, we're doing
One
it.
of us will make a TikTok and it'll become official, and we'll do a parlay for field goal kickers because we're disgusting.
God, who doesn't love kicking props? Who doesn't love it?
Oh, I have so many jokes right now. Butker, you brought her. That's okay.
Don't even know her. That's great.
I don't even-
Yeah.
Since I know not much about betting or football, I'm just here to bring the social media background. I saw that the Detroit Lions in Detroit, the auto factories, are either like canceling shifts for that day or delaying the start time so that everybody can watch the game
I
on Sunday.
love that. That's
I kind of
awesome.
love that
Yes.
too.
This
Like,
is America. God damn it.
It's
You cancel the
America.
shifts- you cancel the shifts and we watch football. Hell
Dude,
yeah.
If Detroit wins the Super Bowl, like that
Oh
will
my
be the
God.
craziest thing in the world.
yeah,
Dude, I would love it. I might like if they go to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be free that weekend. I might fly up there to watch it with them because that would be one of the craziest places to be
Yeah.
in the country
Yeah.
would be watching the Detroit Lions win a Super Bowl. It would be
yeah.
that might be worth it, man. I might have to find a flight. Or no, it's in Vegas. I might have to get to Vegas. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can drive there.
That one's
Yeah.
easy. Get
Yep.
into Vegas. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. You guys feel like you covered everything you need to cover?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we did.
All right.
I think
Last
I think
call?
That's it.
All right.
Yeah, I guess I mean we have to recap the show, but other than
Well,
that,
let's
I don't have
recap.
I don't have anything new to add.
All right.
Neither do
Ready
I.
for recaps? Please remember to follow us on social media at ReadyBet Action, and you can subscribe to the show. And also, huge favor, if you could leave us a rating and review the show, that really helps us. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, now on to our recap, and then we'll be wrapping it up. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I'll kick us off. I got Isaiah Likely over 21.5 receiving yards for the Ravens. Give me the Ravens -2.5 versus the Chiefs, and you can get down to that -120 number with a DraftKings 30% boost that they're offering right now. Also, give me Justice Hill over 34.5 rushing yards. Stave, what Chiefs Ravens picks do you have for us?
Yeah, I like Justice Hill too. I think he gets that pretty easily because I'm on over 7.5 rush attempts. The other running back in that game, give me him as well. I'm on Isaiah Pacheco over 62.5 rush yards. I think the cornerbacks for the Ravens shut down the Chiefs wide receivers. So give me under 6.5 receptions for Rashee Rice. And I think Travis Kelce gets over his 62.5 receiving yards in that Chiefs Ravens matchup. But let's go Ravens. I want to see Lamar Jackson
Let's go.
win that Super Bowl.
They are your
Let's
boys, aren't
get it.
they?
Yeah.
That's your personal team, huh?
I have the
I-
jersey just right over there.
We love the Ravens on this show. Give me David Montgomery in the second game, anytime touchdown at +120. I'm going to give you a same game parlay for my game pick. Niners to win. Give me Niners money line plus to score over 29.5 points. You're going to smash that together to get a nice little -110. Stefan, you can take us home.
Yep. Give me Jahmyr Gibbs over 75.5 rushing and receiving yards. You'll combine those two numbers. He can do it either way. And so we'll just take him to do it. Then finally, we're going to take Brandon Ayuk over 76.5 receiving yards at -115. I think the 49ers win it, and I think he's a big reason why.
Cool. Oh, right. My recap. Every time you take a shot when Taylor Swift's on TV,
Yes.
make sure you send us a picture on either like Instagram or X. Those are probably the easiest platforms to get them. Maybe we'll repost them at some point. Who knows? And join us on Sunday as we stream live and post some other things like that. It'll be great. Anything else?
I think that's
for
it.
me.
All right.
We'll
Well,
talk
I'm
to
Jen
everyone.
Jones. Yeah. See you guys on Sunday.
Absolutely. Stefan Leco, Eric Doran. Jen, thanks so much for joining us. This was awesome.
Yeah.
We will talk to you
Yeah.
guys later.
Have a good Friday night, y'all.